Hello. Welcome everyone to another episode of Role Playing Guys. This is Spencer hopping in here for another quick intro. As you know, this is session 3 of our dive into the game of Power Outage during our season 6, in which we test out a bunch of different minigames that developers have sent to us. Geez, that was all one breath. I have no breath control. Thank you so much to Beberse El Taib for sending us this game. I apologize sincerely for mispronouncing your name. I haven't received the exact pronunciation of that, so I'm doing my level best, but again, I hope I wasn't offensive in messing that up. This game was designed specifically for children, which is really cool because there aren't a whole ton of TTRPGs that are designed specifically for the age group of like 5 to 15 or so it's a really interesting game in that aspect, and it's a really fun game because of its simplicity. If you are developing a great game and you want us to test it, or you have an amazing game that you always love playing but have never heard of it in a podcast, please send it our way and we will do our best to get to that game. We have a back catalog of a few games already, but we will try to get to all the games that have been sent to us. You can always email us at rolepg13@gmail.com, or you could DM us on any of our social media accounts. That's Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Don't forget to check out our website where we post awesome reviews of our other games as well. Thank you so much to our patrons over the land of Patreon, Brad, Jules, Steven, and a new person named Sir Guy. At least that is their Patreon name. I'm not sure that there is actually somebody named Sir Guy. But anyway, thank you so much for donating and supporting the show. You guys are the shell to our tortoise. Without you, we'd be a creepy lizard instead of a rad-shelled amphibian, because as we all know, the only difference between lizards and turtles is a shell. On a more serious note, we want to remind you all to continue to follow medical expert guidance from the WHO and the CDC to get the best information regarding the pandemic. I know with everything going on, it can be really easy to forget that there is a pandemic going on, but please pay attention to what the experts are saying. You can do a lot of little things like washing your hands or wearing a mask to prevent the spread of the disease and save lives, honestly. So that's just think of other people instead of the inconvenience that it is to start washing your hands or wear a mask. Additionally, we want to continue our support for the Black Lives Matter movement as well as the Use of Force Project. We have included links to their websites in the description to this episode. Please educate yourselves on the topic and support these movements that are doing their best to guarantee justice, equality, and safety for everyone, because everybody deserves those things in their life. Those are all the announcements that I have. Let's get to the...
All right. Welcome, everybody, to the newest episode of the Role Playing Guys, episode 3 of our Power Outage series. As always, we have our great crew, our motley crew, including Spencer.
I'm sorting my dice.
You're sorting your dice. We got Nick.
Hello.
Rebecca.
Yo. How's it going?
She's how's it going? There we go.
There's no delay. That's just Rebecca waiting to say how's it going.
She's like, I
can't help it. There's a lot of pressure when the teacher calls on you and you have to like say, hey, I'm present. You know, you have
you're
to.
Like in your head, you're trying to figure
out
what
that's
you're
me.
going to say.
Oh, that's me. Yeah, that's me too.
And then we have Brianna.
I'm here, present.
So, and I'm Tyler. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Nick, do you want to give us that sweet recap?
All right, we went to the La Gabrielle, very fancy restaurant. We all had our own ideas of how to get in past the food bouncer. But yeah, the waiters and the bouncers and whatever, all of them were food. Not necessarily. Well, actually, yeah, the bouncer with a hash brown. Yeah, so Mr. Dimension wanted to finally make use of his sneaking abilities for sneaking to get past, while Wet Willie made an excuse of those are my friends playing in there. I want to talk to them or whatever, which he eventually did. And then we also met our a new person who calls herself Junkyard, who's able to control trash somehow. And they sorry, Spencer, is that how the dice normally landed?
No, I just
Wow,
set them
okay.
up like that.
I was gonna say, like, 1, 2. Spencer showed a picture to the rest of us in chat about his dice doing 1, 2, 3, 4, D4, D6, D10, and D20, and whatever. And he's like, "Did you ever see something like that before?" And I don't know. I guess
Maybe.
I don't know what you're getting at. But anyway, back to the recap. So, Mr. Dimension, while Willie was chatting with the band there, Mr. Dimension decided to be some sort of food critic, and so he ordered a bowl of cereal, and they wanted to get the attention of the chef. They figured the chef, the person who's kind of like running the place, might be the one to talk to, the contact to help them find Dr. Joey and this mysterious trench coat person. But yeah, he gave a scathing review on the cereal, and they were led to the office of the garçon, who was the chef and manager of Villa Gabrielle. Wed Willie was very smart. Once we all went inside the office, Willie parked his wheelchair right in front of the door that was closed and locked his brakes, thus preventing any fighting food-ons out in the hallway to get back into this office.
Oh, I like that little cut there. That fighting food-ons.
Yeah, that was a
old animated show.
Little kids TV show. It was a bit silly, but still rather fun. With fried rice and chicken chow mein and whatever. Anyway, we forced the garçon to yield, having dealt enough damage to make him yield, and he caved. He said, he said, I don't know why the trench coat guy needed my people. All kinds of people come to me for muscle because he makes the fighting food people. But he led us to a factory district, a warehouse district where there was some sort of clinic that we needed to go to, and we decided that would be our next lead. Oh, there was also some semi truck shenanigans, brief as we were deciding how to get to the La Gabrielle. But
jeez,
Nick, Spencer, you want to add anything?
What?
No, that was probably the most comprehensive summary that Nick has ever given. Jeez.
You don't even have to listen to last week's episode.
But I skip over most of the shenanigans and stuff, so please listen to our previous episodes. Yeah.
You find out what Willie went to high school, so that's something. And
right, there's a little bit of that, some high school.
And he has a romantic fling with one of the boomers.
Oh, he dissed her hard, though.
Mm-hmm.
I felt for her.
And the contact that we have in the factory or warehouse district is Mac Medicine of Mac's Medicine.
Yeah, so you know that there is a clinic that the North Star has been kind of not frequenting, but has been around lately. That's Tildi's clinic. He also told you about Medical Mac, who has been selling a ton of medical equipment to North Star also. Is
Medical Mac an MD, or is it just Medical Mac?
You don't know. You'll have to ask him. He isn't located in the factory.
Who has an MD in this game?
Probably Big Peter.
Wait, what? He has an MD?
Oh, yeah, totally.
I would have thought that he had a PhD.
Oh, maybe in psychology.
P for Peter.
It's Hannibal Lecter.
H for Hunky Hero.
Awesome.
D for, I don't know, doofus.
So you guys have defeated
Nice.
the Garçon. He ran away. He gave you a little bit of information, like Spencer and Nick have both shared. It is now, you have returned back to the HHA and have rested overnight and are prepared to leave for your adventure today. You get a nice breakfast. Gutbuster cooks up some fine food with his culinary skills, and the world is yours. What do you guys want to follow? Do you want to go find Medical Mac, or do you want to go to the clinic?
What does HHA stand for again? I thought it was Hunky Hero Squad.
Hunky Heroes Association or Agency?
Yeah.
Okay. I keep saying that wrong.
Hunky Heroes group name that starts with A. Yeah.
Allegiance.
Allegiance.
Avengers.
I kind of like that.
Whatever.
Alliance.
Hunky Heroes Alliance.
Hunky Heroes Animorphs. Let's bring back that. One of the greatest book series of our generation.
I knew a kid on my bus who read that.
There's one kid on my bus who read it.
What a geek.
I thought it was really cool, actually.
That's almost as nerdy as having an RPG podcast.
Well, where are we going today?
The trash speaks. I will show you. I will toss some trash on the floor, and I will read the trash.
I will roll dice, and if it is
excuse
above...
me?
Watch. Okay. The trash, one banana, means MedMac is who we should see.
How do you get that?
That seems legit to me.
So is that where you guys are going?
Honestly, I've heard people divine crazy things from stars. This isn't the weirdest thing I've ever heard.
True. So the Garçon, when you were interrogating him, he would have given you the location of Medical Mac, or at least where you could potentially find him. He actually guides you to a location called Tartarus, which is a small kind of, what's the right word that I'm looking for? Kind of like a black market located deep within the kind of abandoned section of the sewers of the city.
This is why the trash speak. It returns home.
So
To the sewer.
He kind of gave you clues on how to find it. There's like specific markings that are changed.
So he has some sort
every week.
So Garçon was some kind of con of sewers.
Oh,
Connoisseur.
You're so funny.
Like con of whatever. Yeah, let's keep going. And anyway, Mr. Dimension will say, "Well, I will admit I'm impressed, I guess, by your trash reading skills."
It's all in the bruises on the banana peel.
Rebecca liked that one.
Try it. It's so fun to write little messages on your bananas.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I do that. I write "eat me" on mine.
Eat me. All right, so you guys are heading to Medical Mac's, at least the area that he is in. You begin to follow the symbols that the Garçon explained to descend down into the sewers. After maybe an hour and a half, you begin to see more life as people are kind of coming and going through the tunnels. Most people don't look directly at your eyes. They kind of avert their gaze, cover their face. Some of them are even wearing kind of supervillain outfits or hero outfits. You aren't really sure. And as you continue walking deeper and deeper down this tunnel, you come to a large open area where there is a small city underneath the ground, filled with various vendor shops. There seems to be different groups and gangs that are located in various sections of this large kind of opening area for this sewer, basically. So that is kind of what you're saying. It's pretty active. Most people are pretty shady looking, buying some illegal materials also. But yeah, this is where you guys are. Are you guys walking in with your outfits on? How are you guys entering?
I think Junkyard fits in. She blends in perfectly. She looks like everybody else here.
Probably.
Mr. Dimension would probably also have there are some superhero / supervillain outfits and stuff like that. So as long as he's not like I don't think he's like terribly famous or whatever. He's just kind of like just kind of starting or whatever. So I don't think there's a need for him to change.
Okay.
Wet Willie
Wearing
never
street
changes.
clothes.
Oh. Wet Willie never changes.
Sorry.
He wears his classic. It's a checkered shirt of yellow and brown and light blue, and he wears some corduroy pants and a nice brown cardigan that buttoned down the front, but not all the way up. It's halfway undone.
Oh, showing a little risque.
No,
It's
the
actually a
cardigan.
rule of thumb.
The cardigan goes over the shirt, Ty. So
Some of the shirt is unbuttoned too, I'm sure.
no, he's a respectable man.
No.
I think
No,
it's really just more laziness than anything. It's kind of like button. Yeah, I'm good.
it's how you wear a cardigan.
Trying to live that
That's what I'm
wild
getting
life
at.
through your cardigan.
It's a very bland old man outfit, is what I'm getting at. He is also balding with a light comb over, though.
All right, so you guys are in the entrance of this small underworld town or gathering. What do you want to do?
I wonder if Junkyard would be the best person to ask around for where Medical Mac is, because she is probably the least conspicuous next to maybe Tempest. I'm not sure.
What does Tempest look like?
Street clothes.
Right?
That's apparently all we're getting for our description
No,
today.
I'm like, no.
You like fashion. I'm surprised you didn't explain
Sweatpants
it
and a
little bit
hoodie.
more.
No.
The
No.
listeners at home want to know.
Headphones
I'm
in.
not gonna tell ya.
Talk
Do you
about
She's
have
got
a
those really
windbreaker
cool
on?
beats.
She has AirPods. She can't hear us.
Oh, don't
yeah,
wear
she could wear
those.
the
You'll get
windbreaker.
robbed.
No, Aria Gale, which is Tempest's real name, is from a fairly well-to-do family and a college student. So this is her part-time job, since her parents would only pay for college if she got a job. And this seems like the most flexible hours. And the most likely to take, I'm studying for finals, is an excuse. So, probably higher end, but more like everyday clothes rather than her uniform.
Does she have a sweatshirt that says college on it?
Yeah.
Or does it? No,
She
it probably
is
says
wearing like her
university.
college.
University.
She's probably wearing her university like hoodie or whatever. And
Even
just
better, it would probably
jeans.
say something like college team. Like just the words college team.
She goes to
I
college
can
university.
see that actually.
College University Academy is where she goes to school.
It's very prestigious. So you have people coming and going out of the central pipe that leads to Tartarus. A lot of people are just selling vendors on the side of the road, different kind of equipment, stolen goods, ranging from, furnitures to articles of clothing to anything you can really think of.
I go up to the nearest vendor. No, nearest person.
So, are you looking for some watches?
Well, I was about to ask you the same thing. Bam!
And he
I
opens
know
up his.
better.
Yeah!
Whoa, you got a Rolex.
Fake Rolex.
I like you.
You seem like my kind of person. So, from one, how can I help you? You're not looking for watches. You already have a bunch.
Yes, I do. I peg you for a Roger. Are you a Roger?
No, I'm actually Craig.
Greg. Great. I need directions to Medical Mac. MedMac.
Medical Mac?
Yeah.
Now, why would you want to see Medical Mac? You look healthy enough.
Hey. We scratch each other's backs. We don't ask each other questions.
You're right, that's the number one rule of Tartarus. How about this?
Of being a watch salesman.
And that too. You give me one of your watches.
Whoa.
And I'll tell you.
I get to pick, right?
Fine, but not a crappy one.
I would never dishonor our trade like that.
And I rummage through and grab
You know, there's a Hello Kitty rage going on right now. How about a Hello Kitty Rolex?
How about you roll for it? So we're going to do an impact.
A Hello Kitty Rolex.
He wants a Casio.
I like that.
Perish the thought.
What'd you get?
Do I add anything onto
Your impact.
13.
Yeah. It was a really easy check because he loves Hello Kitty. So.
Saw the tattoo.
He's like, that's one I didn't have in my collection, so yeah, I'll take that. All right. You didn't hear it from me, but if you go down to the next sewer drain, you go over the bridge, it's like the next store on the right.
Gotcha.
It smells, but he's probably the best illegal doctor you can get.
Oh, man. I've been going the legal route for years. I didn't even know you could go to an illegal one.
Oh, yeah. It's a lot cheaper.
I'm sure it is, Craig. All right, fellas, let's go.
All right, and you begin to walk down the street. You cross over the sludge river.
Concerns.
Concerns.
This is Mr. Dimension speaking after having heard all this, and the group is walking, and this is out of earshot of anyone else except the group. Yeah, I have concerns now.
Yeah, speak up. Don't want to hold anything back.
No, that's all. That's all I have.
Oh, concerns?
I don't think any concerns I have would change what we're doing here. I just wanted to let you guys know how uncomfortable I feel in this particular setting.
It's like you never went to public school. Come on.
I mean, no, I was homeschooled. Except that one time I went to 2 years in college. Then I graduated after that.
2 years and you graduated?
I told you I was a child prodigy, all right? I graduated with a master's after just 2 years. That's how NASA hired me, and then, well, not really doing much anymore.
Some of us went to trade schools where we couldn't even afford that.
Yeah.
I see this conversation has fallen flat.
It's gotten dark.
Let's move on.
It's just another conversation between the haves and the have-nots.
I mean, I was raised in the middle class, so I'm here because of the choices I made.
Heroin can do that to a person.
No.
Oh my gosh.
I am a heroine, it's true.
No comment? I'm staying out of this one, guys. Y'all have fun.
Hey, look, we're here. It's Menmac.
Yeah, you cross over the sludge river.
Hey, look.
Where there's actually
the
boats.
river and through the woods to Medical Max we go.
And it looks like kind of a rundown
CVS.
CVS, yeah. That's
So it
kind of
looks like CVS.
Oh,
Time out. Have any of you been to a CVS and been like, this is
clean.
nice?
No. Well,
No.
Whoa, no.
There was one in Virginia that I went to, and it was actually pretty well kept. And the
That's
one
because
in
you were in the
Provo.
rich, wealthy neighborhood of Virginia.
The one in Provo also wasn't too bad. Also, was it?
It just wasn't staffed. Nobody was there.
Yes, it was empty.
So you
all
couldn't
the
buy
time.
anything.
Yeah, I remember that. Good times. So you enter in. You hear the little jingle of the bell as you go in. Ding, ding. And as you go in, you see the rows are filled with various medical supplies. You see posters for different types of surgeries and treatments and even organs, so for transplants.
I wasn't aware that you could get your meniscus amputated. Fascinating.
So there's all these different signs for treatments. All the rows are filled with various types of medicine, ranging from simple allergy medicine to high grade
Horse tranquilizers.
Horse
Fascinating.
tranquilizers. Thank you.
And cat tranquilizers.
And cat tranquilizers for what was it?
Tinnitus.
For tinnitus, which I thought was crazy. As you hear the bell ringing, you see this little tiny man pop his head over the counter. He's like, yeah, we got some visitors, some customers. My name is Medical Mac, and how can I help you shady figures today? I'm confidential. And he blinks at, he gives you a little wink.
Man, I went to the Boys and Girls Club instead of this place.
You follow HIPAA?
Yeah, all about that patient confidentiality.
Well, I wouldn't want any of my PII getting out to the public and being sold to the highest bidder.
Yeah, that definitely doesn't happen here, man. I
I
lose
trust
my
you.
license.
We
that I
seem to
don't
be in a
have.
very well-to-do establishment full of trustworthy people.
Of course, and how can I help you? It looks like you might need some treatments or maybe some crazy pills, maybe.
Well, I have been a diabetic since I was 32. Type 2 diabetes, of course, by my own health habits.
That's rough.
Yes.
Well, I have some nice insulin and shots and all sorts of goodies that can help you level out that problem you got.
I'll take it.
He'll take all the insulin.
Trust me, it's cheaper than up
He
top.
said level up the problem. Do you understand what that could possibly mean? The problem itself is being leveled up. You are not being leveled up. In fact, the problem is probably going to get worse because it's leveling up.
Mr. Dimension, quiet down. And I hand him 5 money.
That's exactly how much it costs, so thank goodness. Ooh.
Sorry, wait. But I thought you said you handed Mr. Dimension 5 money. I'm not gonna lie.
No, I hand it to Medical Mac. It's a good thing that it only cost 5 money. I don't have any more until my next Social Security check comes in. This government is screwing me.
Well, it's easy to sell it for cheap when you got a 5-finger discount. You didn't hear that from me, though.
We're confidential, too.
Oh, I appreciate that among professionals. You guys seem like good
whisper
folk.
to you guys,
And how about you, Mr. Fancy Pants? Do you need facial reconstruction surgery?
No, please, no.
You got a pretty big nose.
No.
Dimension, how old are you? You might be old enough to start considering your colon health. Do you need a colonoscopy?
We came here
We
not
could
just
give you a check for free in the back.
You got Cologuard
whatever
here?
whatever your health stuff that you had. I guess you came here for that, but we came here also for information. Okay.
Wait, what?
I'm confused. I step back.
you roll back.
Wait.
Dude, what?
You're here for not medical services?
We are all awkwardly
We had
shuffling.
We're all just like backing, like not with him.
Tempest, you went to school. You talk to this man.
Guys, I'm like a freshman in college.
Tempest, put your phone down. That's rude.
Oh,
Talk.
fine. No, she really was just sitting there playing on her phone.
Candy Tetris can wait.
No, it can't.
Those angry fowls and...
Clans of Kalash.
Glads.
Sir, you know that this is a place of confidential information. I can't just...
Tempest is a woman. How dare you?
I can't just willy-nilly just hand out information like I do these
Insulin shots?
These insulin shots for my diabetic friend here.
Yeah, but he paid for that, so are you saying that information is free? Or do you need more money?
I mean, if you had something I could maybe share, just between friends, of course.
Do you take Bitcoin?
Here, wait. Let me pull up my computer.
No, he's a Libra man. Facebook to death.
That is an option if you do have it.
No, I mean like Bitcoin.
And I take out a quarter and bite it.
Look, it's fresh metal. It's dented.
How about you throw out another $5 and I'll think about it.
All right, but I'm gonna bite
I
it.
have that. I have another. I imagine Mr. Dimension would at least have that. There's no like money or like not necessarily inventory discussed in here, but Mr. Dimension would like begrudgingly reach into his jacket pocket and said, "Here's a $5."
Okay, come back here. And he begins to shuffle to the back of his shop.
I'll follow. At the meeting's
All right.
right here, right?
All right, sounds good. I follow.
As you follow him through the aisles, he opens up a back door, and there is a small office with one of those nice lounging chairs on one side and a comfy kind of recliner. And he's like, "This is where I do my therapy sessions. It's a nice insulated room that no one can hear."
He's a therapist.
What's the survival rate for your patients?
What's the what? Sorry?
Survival rate for your patients.
Oh, don't worry about
Just
that.
curious.
It's pretty high.
Pretty high.
High in death, I mean. But, alright.
Probably higher than the current medical system that we already have in place that forces people into bankruptcy or death.
If it were a grade in school, it'd be like a C+. I think that's pretty good.
Alright. Don't insult my business. I'm doing you a solid by giving you
No,
some info for a $5.
I was legitimately curious. Not my fault these guys.
I didn't say
Can't
anything to
appreciate-
insult your business. I was just like...
A lot of my patients
in
don't
favor
return.
of your business,
So
and in contrast to the terrible medical system that we have now that has forced the opioid epidemic upon us, criminalized marijuana, and enslaved thousands of people to chronic treatments that don't do a thing. Why do you think I have to take insulin? It's the man.
All right. Calm down.
So
I'll give you a little pill to chill you out, Grandpa. Here, take one of these.
My little friend.
All right, Mr. Fancy Pants. What do you want to know?
You see, we're looking into something that may affect all people who have powers. Whether good or bad, this could affect the world. We're looking for an individual associated with what North Star was your organization, right?
North Star was the guy.
North Star. We're looking for someone by the name of North Star.
Doesn't ring any bells in my brain. What does he look like?
Maybe
got a
for
star
another.
in the middle of his head.
There's a wears a trench coat, able to emit bright light and deadly lasers.
Probably accompanied by some breakfast food or some food thugs.
Maybe for another $5. Give him a $5, Tempest. Give him a $5, Dimension.
I'll pull out like $5 more and be like, "Would this help jog your memory?"
The shiny head, right? What was his name? Starbrain?
Starface.
Something like
Sure.
that. He's got a red star on his, 8-point
Yeah,
star on his
that
forehead.
guy.
Yeah. I think it's starting to jog in my memory. Yeah. What are you guys looking for him, or you want to know about his medical conditions, or what?
Both.
Well,
Both. I'm more worried about him.
you did say we want to talk to him.
Yeah, I want to know if he has mild anemia or something cool like that.
He has one leg that's shorter than another.
Oh, scoliosis.
So does he wear those prescription shoes?
Yeah, I gave him a pair that I took off some other old person that walked through the town.
Not Frank. He lost his shoes 2 months ago?
All right. I don't know where he is. All he did is he came in and he came with a load of cash, a lot more fivers than you're giving me for this. And basically he's bought like some high grade genetic machines, some operating room equipment, basically advanced life support, painkillers, anesthesia delivery systems, all sorts of stuff like that. But he just gives me a dead drop point. I drop off the equipment. He picks it up. I don't know where he goes after that.
Are you still in business with him?
Well, he does come in pretty often. He almost, I think every Wednesday he comes in here and grabs some equipment, kind of some general medical supplies and stuff like that. It's just talking about some kind of clinic or something.
Today's a Tuesday.
Good. Well, were there any other questions we wanted to ask this this good man?
Where is...
You go first. Age before beauty. I'm quite beautiful.
I'll take your word for it.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Beholder? Where?
Women should empower each other, not bring each other down.
I was not.
I'm not a woman and I have no obligation to empower anyone. I'm not an enabler, I am a man. Those are quite typically opposites anyway.
Well, now I forgot what I was saying, so you just go.
Where is the drop point?
Well, it's in the factory district, that's for sure. What's the name of that dang road? Freak. It's probably Charcoal Lane.
Well, do we have a cross street or just Charcoal Lane that runs the entire length of the district?
There's an alleyway.
It's called Alleyway.
It's called
pretty
Alleyway.
much all alleyway in the factory district.
Yeah, but this one is extremely sketchy. It's right next to Bourbon Street.
Oh, Tupelo Alley?
Yeah, that's the one. It's extra dark and spooky.
Not that one. My family calls that Tuberculosis Lane.
Eesh. Well, there is a high number of my patients that come from there.
Yeah. It's highly contagious.
Well, it's definitely better than Chlamydia Avenue.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, well, you don't get that just through walking through that alley, so...
Roll,
I hope we got our TV
everyone
shots.
roll an impact check here for me.
Impact?
Yeah, roll impact.
Oh, just getting on my way to an 11.
24.
Wow, nice.
12.
Freak. 12? What about Genius Boy here?
5.
5? Was that a 1?
I gotta roll the 2.
Oh, 2. Okay. Everyone who got above a 10, you begin to kind of piece together like the roads that he's telling where the drop site is, and then also with the location of your other clue, which is Tildi's clinic. They are fairly close to each other. They're maybe a block or two away from each other.
It's probably just a coincidence.
Well, today's a Tuesday, so should we like spy on them tomorrow?
If we haven't found anything else out, yeah.
I do not understand the significance of what Tuesday means in this context. Did I miss something? Did I completely
Apparently the
zone
deliveries
out?
happened on Wednesdays.
Yeah, he said Wednesday, and today, real life, is Tuesday.
That
So
makes
I
a
assume-
great deal more sense. And apparently the person playing Wet Willy wasn't paying attention.
Oh, Tuesday.
Well, I forgot that I put on my Saturday undies and it's a Tuesday, so I had to say it's a Tuesday.
Good thing I don't have dementia.
Duh, junkyard.
So that's all I got. I mean, I don't really know. He just comes in with cash. I drop off the supplies. He picks them up. I don't know what he does after that, but it's some pretty high grade stuff. He's a good customer. Don't put him in jail.
If he's doing something illegal, we will have to put him in jail.
Wait, what?
Whoa, that's not cool here. He's not cool.
Wait, what did
My
you say?
Grandpa's not a cool guy. I'm cool. I won't let that happen. Wink, wink.
Roll an impact check to see if you can convince him.
Oh no.
Justice is justice, and it must be served.
An 8.
He suffers from dementia.
Who is this?
All right, well, I hope you don't find him, because my business will definitely go downhill more than it has.
You know what? For all your help, I'll slide you a $5.
Wow, you guys are really great. Now get out of my...
all around.
Now that's, do you guys need any therapy session before? You guys seem to have some, dynamic
I'm fine.
issues. I think this Dimension guy also has some inner hatred and disappointments and maybe some sorrows.
Did you call him Dementia Guy?
I can
It all
kind of...
started when he was a boy.
I don't think he was loved a lot when he was a kid, and that's why he turned to books.
Well, neither of his parents gave him any words of confirmation, if that's what you're implying.
I think
Nothing
you're right.
was good enough for him.
Hey, do you want a psychiatrist job here?
Who?
You, the old dude.
I am a superhero, I can't do that.
Well, you're lucky I don't discriminate here like other people, so, if you don't need anything
Screw
else...
you if you discriminate, I'll burn you to the ground.
Whoa, dude, all right.
Escalating
I think you guys are ready to leave now. Grandpa needs a nap.
Let's not burn any bridges here. Let's thank you, good sir, for letting us visit and chat with you. And I think we'll be on our way. Take care.
If you ever need a heart transplant, come back.
I believe it.
All right, you leave Medical Mac's shop. You have a little bit more information.
A little.
We have a meeting. We have a meeting spot set up, so we could.
I mean, we also did know where about the clinic in the factory area, but I guess now we know that there's a like you said, a meeting spot or a collection point in there.
and they're not onto us. What
Yeah.
other leads do we have?
There's just the
That's
clinic, right?
No, Tildi's clinic.
Chugga.
Let's go to Tildi's.
Railroad.
There's a choo-choo train.
Pretty much.
Like there's like a little choo-choo train like touring you around the
I'm
district.
touring you through the story I wrote that is on a railroad track.
I am humbled.
Well, the thing is the stories need to be kind of short and concise, so I figure that's kind of the best way to do it.
It's better to get rid of agency and write a compelling story.
Well, hopefully the story is compelling, or else it's all within for naught.
I've been compelled to go to Tildi's sweatshop medical facility clinic.
Hey, look, it's Tildy's.
It's still... So you leave Tartarus, you go back to the surface, you head with the guzzler to
Do you have time for me to stop and take a shower, like change clothes, take a shower, freshen up a little bit?
if you
We're
want
going to a factory district.
I just feel really grody right now.
Is it like a
So do I,
trucker
but I
guzzler
don't
where
think
you
the
have like
factory
a shower?
district's going to help with that very
No,
much.
it's like a giant redneck truck that's like got 6 wheels and like it's just a massive gas guzzler.
I just guess you should hope for some rain.
Fine, let's go.
You drive into the factory district. It's kind of what you would think it is, kind of large stacks just pluming smoke.
Gears just
gears grinding. Large fires that are open, melting different raw materials. Everyone's kind of covered in soot and dirt.
Makes you glad you didn't shower before you came?
And you just see people going to and from work, people working in the streets, in the factories, all sorts of stuff like that. You drive to the... Do you want to drive directly to the clinic? Do you want to walk there? How do you guys want to approach the clinic?
Drive through the door.
Which would be less...
Walking would be less conspicuous, would it not?
I would think
We had this
so,
giant
given what we
truck.
drive, yeah.
We have this giant truck. And I don't think that'll be inconspicuous at all if we drive all the way up to the factory with it.
All right. So you begin to walk toward... You park Guzzler, lock it, walk towards the clinic. The clinic is a pretty small building, surrounded by high-rise tenants and buildings of the factory workers where they're living. What do you guys do? It seems like there's a double-door entrance that leads into kind of a waiting room / lobby area.
Should we just go in? Do we just go in and ask for North Star? You know, Tempest was kicking my foot when I was trying to explain a few things. So maybe I should just shut up.
Oh my! See,
Man.
this is why you
You're
need a
being a little
psychiatry appointment with Mac.
You were being a little too blunt. Once you say it, you can't unsay it. It's better to start with less information, and then if you need to give more of it, give more.
Cool.
I like what Tempest is saying. Also, should we consult the trash again?
Yeah, let's do that too. Why not?
Whatever.
Let's do it.
I know you believe in the power of trash. Hoo-yah! I think we should walk discreetly up
Was there stairs?
The front door.
the front
There
door.
was a front door, like the front double doors.
I rolled a 3, so I'm guessing, like, my advice from the trash is to go in as undiscreetly as possible. Like, really, it doesn't give me much information.
Glad you consulted it.
I rolled a 3.
So you guys are just walking in?
Yeah, walk in.
All right. You walk into the fairly large waiting room. You see a large amount of people just waiting. The place is packed with various factory workers who are covered with soot. A lot of them have kind of broken arms or different injuries from factory equipment accidents. Also, there are a lot of different children that are kind of coughing, kind of covered in soot from work also, potentially. And just general, normal factory, run-of-the-mill people of the neighborhood. There's a secretary at the far end of the room that's kind of gatekeeping the door into the next room, which you would assume is kind of where Tildi is meeting with the different patients, things like that.
This is a classic example of capitalism at its most capitalist.
You're right, sir. I have to work all day.
I'll go up to the desk. I get. How do I want to do this, guys?
Tempest, you've gone to school.
So is Mr. Dimension.
Yeah, and he finished.
Yeah, in 2 years.
How do you want to do it this
Are you the
time?
youngest one here, Mr. Dimension?
No, that'd be me.
It's Tempest.
Me?
How old are
Mr.
you?
Dimension is like in his 30s.
30s. How old is Tempest?
She's like a freshman in college.
Like
19,
18, 19 years old.
Uh-huh. Okay.
How old is, I almost said trash bag, junkyard.
I should have been trash bag. We were coming with ideas, and I'm like, junkyard's the best one. I pull out a shift.
Don't you ask me that again, Grandpa.
Oh, wow.
I didn't say anything. That must have been completely out of character and meta.
Oh.
Why do you have a knife to my throat? What's going on?
Darling, no
It's
no
the
weapons.
voices. I hear voices all the time.
I'm just an old man in a wheelchair, and now I'm being threatened.
They call
Someone help.
themselves Spencer and Nick and Rebecca.
Hey, darling, put that weapon away now. This is a good establishment. No need for hostilities. Everyone will get to see the doctor.
Yeah, she's been a little unhinged in hearing voices recently.
Oh, gosh. Well...
That was Rebecca.
The voice in your head's like Nick or Rebecca. That's hilarious.
No, that was Tempest. That was me.
What does this receptionist, I assume, sounds very much like a fire newt. Is this a fire newt?
Oh, no. I'm a lizard Oh, yeah, I guess I am a fire newt, too. My name's Veronica. Do you have an appointment with Miss Tildi?
Say yes.
Yes?
All right, sweetie. What's your name?
Well, wait.
Who has
sorry.
the appointment?
Yeah, who does? You're the one who said you had an appointment.
Me?
Oh, I bet it was the voices again. No, I was talking. No, junkyard.
I have an appointment with Tildi. He.
All right. What's your social security number?
Oh.
Good thing I have backup numbers, guys.
What's your date of birth?
Don't you dare ask me that!
I start to pull out the shift. Somebody stop me.
I'll read it.
All right.
With just like a look on my face, like I'm definitely not happy about the fact that I had to actually
Do that to a superhero.
All right. No need for hostilities. Like I said, do you not remember your appointment?
I have mental problems. I need
can
to
tell.
send Tildi now!
Roll an impact check.
Oh, pretty good. 21.
All right. Well, she's just on her lunch break, but I'll go and check. Please don't stab anyone while I'm gone.
I'll do
Yeah.
my best to keep her
Please-
under control,
please
but
don't
no
stab her.
promises.
She goes into the back room. You can hear her kind of talking. You hear muffled sounds of two individuals talking. And she comes out and she says, all right, Miss Tildi is very concerned about the safety of her other patients, so she will see you now so you don't stab nobody.
Thank you so much, and I'm so sorry for the inconvenience.
Oh, it is a big inconvenience, but we'll make it work.
I assume that we are not all allowed in there. That seems...
Do you want to bring your
inappropriate.
friends?
Yes, they make me feel safe.
Well, as long as they make you feel not violent and stabby, you can go on. All you can go on.
Yes, they
Yeah,
keep
Mr.
me from
Mention's
stabbing.
eyebrows kind of raise when she says that. But he does that to himself. Like, oh, really?
That was Nick. I swear I heard Nick again.
He does it in a mirror so he can see it.
All right, so yeah, you guys. She opens the door for you, and you go into a fairly well-sized medical facility for the building. It actually has some pretty quality equipment, different medicines. It's kind of like a mix between kind of an ER room and a pharmacy. She kind of has everything she needs to help people. And she says, oh, well, welcome. I heard you have some mental instabilities. My name's Tildi. How can I help you?
Yeah. To be honest, I'm a superhero.
And this woman, she's kind of a dirty blonde. She has kind of a messy bun. Her eyes, she's kind of gaunt in the face. Her eyes are kind of baggy and darkened as if she hasn't really been sleeping or is kind of worn out from work. She says, oh, wait, you're superhero. Why superheroes here in just my clinic? Are you hurt? Can I help you? Did you get in a scrap with a villain? Is that why you're here?
We're here on superhero business. Don't worry, no one's hurt at this time, but we want to prevent it from happening. Can we ask you a few questions, Tildi?
Sure. I mean, I just run this clinic, so I probably won't help very much, but I can try my best.
Well, yes, help us. There's a man, and, we're just trying to track him down. He has I actually wasn't there for this. From what I've heard, he has a golden helmet, and he shoots lasers, and he's called North Star. Sound familiar?
Lasers? Not exactly familiar. Why are you asking about this man here? Was he maybe like a patient? Does he work in the factory district, or?
Well, if he's not familiar, that's okay, but we also heard that there's been equipment that's been delivered to your facility. Like, have you heard about that? Do you have dealings with the man who brings it?
Do I have dealings? I mean, there is a man who he kind of comes Thursday, and he drops off some basic medical supplies. I've never talked to him. He just kind of shows up, leaves things, and disappears before I can really say anything. But I don't know if this is your North Star you're looking for. I mean, it could just be any person.
What's he look like? Oh, were you gonna say something, Wet Willers?
I just thought it's strange that you don't have to sign for the delivery of medical equipment, considering that it's medical equipment.
Well, I mean, we're not well funded. As you can see, it's just me. I barely keep this place open. So honestly, if someone just drops off stuff for me to help these people, I'm going to use it. And I don't think the government really cares, at least in this district.
Oh, that is quite evident.
Perhaps I can ask, does the name Dr. Joey sound familiar to you?
I mean, I've heard about him in my studies back in college, university. He's a lead in genetics and studying superpowers, and he's pretty advanced in the medical field in general. But I've never met him myself. I mean, he lives in the rich areas, of course. I just stay here and do my little part.
Okay.
So Dr. Joey's actually missing and was last seen in the company of a man with a star on his head wearing a trench coat.
That's terrible. So you guys are investigating this?
Mm-hmm.
Have you?
Now we can talk about it.
Have you?
All right.
Have you found anything or any leads, or is there anything I can do to help you? I mean, I know the district pretty well.
Before we spill too much more information, are you trustworthy?
I mean...
Yeah, we gotta ask you if you're trustworthy so we can trust you.
Yes.
And do not try to lie.
Yes. I feel like I'm a pretty trustworthy person.
Look me in the eyes when you say this.
She looks you in the eye and says, I'm a trustworthy person?
She passes. She's good.
Was that a question or a statement? Because that sounded an awful lot like a question to me.
I mean, it's kind of a random question that you'd ask somebody, that if I'm trustworthy.
I believe her.
We should go with the wisest of the group. The oldest and the wisest. Definitely the oldest. And the wisest.
So continue with your line of questioning, Tempest. I interrupted.
I can continue if you're.
Oh, now another man is interrupting a woman. What have we become? This toxic masculinity has invaded our safe space. Forgive me.
Look at Nick's face. Oh man,
I want to take a picture.
That face is classic.
I was acting as Mr. Dimension. That was not necessarily me. I was just like, that's what he would do. So he didn't say anything.
Sour grape face.
He's a sour grape face, holding his hand to his mouth, blocking it from giggling. Yeah, so I think you were going to ask something, Mr. And was it Mr. Dimension?
My colleagues seem to believe that other opinions are more worthwhile right now.
That's not true.
And Mr. Dimension looks at Tempest.
Oh.
Well, I mean, have you seen anything unusual around here lately?
Yeah, these packages are coming to you for a reason.
I think it's a person who sees the plight of the factory district and wants to help these people that don't have health insurance.
So what happens to the stuff after you get it?
Oh, I use it. I mean, you see all the people outside in the waiting room. I mean,
well, because the packages were. Wait, I'm confused because I totally thought the packages were like genetic and medical equipment stuff. Or are we talking about two different deliveries here?
I've never gotten any genetic. I don't need that kind of stuff.
Sometimes some health information gets thrown in, but that's accidental.
Sometimes there's some like paperwork that talks about like random people's health issues, but I kind of just burn that.
Out of the game, Rebecca, I think so. It sounds like there's a delivery here, but the drop spot delivery from Medical Mac was in the alleyway near here.
Okay, that's what I thought, but then I was getting confused, so thank you.
It could be a situation of this guy trying to Robin Hood us and put us in a moral quandary, but, kidnapping... How good can he be?
Yeah.
Maybe. Who knows if it's even him?
So...
Also, the kidnapping of Dr. Joey specifically just seems weird and out of place.
Maybe it's completely unrelated.
Oh gosh.
It's a red herring that I put at the beginning of the season.
No, it's a red newt.
It's a red newt.
God, yeah, red
That's a good one. That's a good one.
But so has there been any, strange comings and goings, weird noise, anything out of the ordinary recently?
Besides the shipments starting to come in, maybe 3 weeks ago.
Junkyard wants to roll to see if Tildi is hiding anything.
All right, roll that sweet impact then.
Yes.
It's pretty good.
Not bad.
Not too shabby.
19.
You know that she's kind of maybe not sharing everything that she knows, potentially.
Tildi, the junk is telling me you're holding something back.
Junk doesn't do that. Junk is just inanimate objects.
Oh, but I can animate
Mr.
them.
Dimension nods his head.
No, Dimension, I can animate them. Look! Cue animated junk.
Like he was trying to nod his head to agree with Junkyard.
Oh.
He was looking at Tildi saying,
Oh, thank you. I'm not used to having people backing me up. I wipe away a tear.
And I have junk floating around me, so Tildi can clearly see that junk can be animated.
Tell us.
Well, this isn't anything involving your search or your investigation, but I mean, I've had some more personal things in my own personal life that have been strange, but they're not affecting my work or
But like what? Anything can help.
I'd rather not. It's personal life matters. I don't think it would affect your.
Can I roll to see if there's like anything I can do to get her to talk more, or
what you can roll another impact, but you kind of have to maybe. What would you say to her to kind of open up? What would you say to impact her to share something personal? Honestly, if it's that good, like what you say, then she might open up.
Well, Tildi, I might be a little rough around the edges. I might pull knives out when I shouldn't, and I know better because I'm a superhero. But the thing is, I kind of compassionate, so if you have something that you just need to get off your chest, I'm here to listen to you.
Okay, you gotta roll that. I'll give you like a +2 to it because you had a whole conversation.
12 plus 2? 14?
You know, I don't really have many people to talk to. I work and I help people all day, and no one really cares much about what I say. But my husband, he's actually been missing for about 2 weeks. We had a big blowout, and I haven't heard from him in this time. I'm a little nervous. I've even reported the missing person, to the police, but they haven't really put much interest into it, I guess.
I'm so sorry. That's rough.
Yeah, they both kind of crying a little bit.
Yeah, we're both crying.
But like I said, it doesn't connect to your investigation. It's just a personal issue. But
What does your husband do?
Oh, my husband, he just works a normal 9-to-5 job. He doesn't work here in the factory district, of course. He does more technical support for the kind of the richer area of town. But he seems completely like he's a normal dude. We just live here, and I run my clinic, and he goes and works, but I haven't seen him in maybe, like I said, 2 weeks. He's been kind of missing.
So after the delivery started. Okay.
Now that you say that, I guess that is kind of interesting.
Tildi, do you have a superpower?
I mean, I do. Like, we both do.
What's yours? And what's your husband's?
Empathy.
So, as you can see, I am, a doctor in the clinic, but my power is healing. It comes with a price, but I am able to help people with the limited medical supplies that I have just through my powers. My husband, he doesn't really have too much power. He has like a very simple ability to control lesser lights, things like that. But it's almost not even a superpower.
Wait. So he's Flashlight Man?
He doesn't emit flashlights. He can kind of dim or brighten lights a little bit. He can kind of shade areas. It's nothing spectacular. He's a little bit average. I love him to death, but his power pretty lame.
You said that your power comes at a cost. What is it?
Well, every time I fix somebody and pick up their pieces, I lose a piece of myself in a way. When I kind of expend my healing power, I lose a piece of me, like memories, thoughts, pasts, experiences, things like that.
So, with time, the positive is that maybe you'll forget your fight with your husband. And you can make up.
I'd rather not. It's kind of a touchy subject, between me and him, but I have this gift to be able to help these people with my power, and if it, costs me a little chunk of myself, then I'll do it, these people have nothing, so they need it.
Oh.
Wow. That's really amazing.
You said it was a touchy subject. Is that why you fought?
Probably. He doesn't like the clinic being open because it kind of takes me away from him,
Yeah.
So I can't control what's taken, so I've lost past experiences with him, and
Nick is trying to put this together.
I have a...
Come on, Mr.
I
Dimension.
figured it out as soon as you said husband.
No, like the whole thing.
I figured out. This is why Nick doesn't like watching movies with me.
So, I mean, we fought, we've had our things, but I've never had him leave like this before, and part of it, I think, is, me using my power, but, all couples have their own struggles, especially when I call movies before my husband,
That's the weirdest thing, I swear. A voice in my head said the same thing.
It would almost be more convenient for your marriage if you didn't have the power.
I mean, I hope not.
I'm no couples therapist, but I'm just saying.
It's like.
But at what point should a woman have to give up her career and her livelihood for a man? Never. There's a lot of feminist preaching in this episode.
I appreciate you supporting my work.
We came in to help Tildi.
But yeah, thanks for kind of listening. I don't really have people who will listen to me. It's mostly people coming in about their own issues, but...
Well, we still have them.
Well, if you want a therapist expert, I know a man.
And I hand her the card of Medical Mac.
You know what? I think I went to university with this guy.
He's an expert.
He was pretty funny dude. Like, I mean, a little rough around the edges and a little, strange, but...
Aren't we all?
But going down there to Tartar, why would you start a practice down there?
Was he the one that got away?
Why would you start a practice here? We serve those most in need.
Woo!
There you go.
That's
There
why
you
we're
go.
superheroes, guys.
But yeah, so that's pretty much all I got. But hopefully, good luck with your investigation. I hope my husband isn't doing something he regrets, but it sounds like this guy is not my husband, at least from what you're telling me, so hopefully he'll come back.
Well, enjoy your teriyaki chicken.
It is her lunch break.
She has a little microwavable bowl that she has filled with teriyaki chicken, apparently.
It smells really good.
So yeah. Is there anything else you want to ask her, or...
Okay, meanwhile, while this is going on, Tempest is pulling out her phone and, messaging her parents and hey, I just found a great new cause that you should totally donate to.
Aww.
There we go. Nice.
Aww, # save Tildi's clinic.
Orphan hamsters. I saw a sign for it when I was walking to this clinic. You should totally donate.
Priorities, Wet Willie.
So yeah. Anything else you guys want to talk about with her? If not, you can continue on with your adventure.
# leaving.
Who wants to place a bet? I almost guarantee you that the truck will be on blocks when we get back. Somebody has stolen the tires.
I'm not telling the boss guy if that's the case. Someone else can do that.
Oh, don't worry. I'll talk to Peter about it.
Great.
Are the tires missing?
They aren't, but on the side of the door frame is keyed, like destroying our ecosystem.
Fair enough.
Truck sucks butt. Dang it. Got us.
That's why my car's electric.
Compensating? Question mark.
That's how I feel about anybody who posts on like LinkedIn that has their name plus like CPA or like MD or whatever any letters that they have after their name. I just think not compensating.
As you kind of are looking at the damage of the truck, you hear behind you, Willie! Willie, is that you?
Frank?
Willie, you son of a gun. I have been running all over this city looking for you.
Judith?
You escaped from the facility. You gotta go back. You have problems.
Francisco, is that you?
It's Julie.
Julie?
It's Julie. You're coming back, buddy. This whole superhero gig you're doing with Gutbuster, that's done.
Get me in this darn blasted truck.
And
hurry up, leave the chair. We can get another.
And we're going to start a combat.
What?
Now?
What?
Well, she drops into a fighting stance. She says, "You're not getting into that truck.
Oh my gosh.
You're coming with me."
Who is this woman?
Who is this
Dimension,
woman?
teleport me to tomorrow.
And that's where we'll end the session.
Oh no.
Are you a filmmaker or someone who enjoys independent film? Then check out the Indie Film Review for an in-depth look at all the latest indie films you probably never heard of.
Yeah, and I'm sure you'll have a real good time. Eh? Get it, Dan? Real good time?
Jared, I'm quitting the podcast.
Necropodicon. Hard to pronounce, easy to listen.
Dun, da, 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 da.